Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad Hughesby, and today I'm going to be talking about who are Notre Dame's top 10 must-get recruits in the 2023 class. Of course, they're not going to get all 10 of these guys. It's unrealistic, but I definitely expect them to get the majority of them, or at least half. My first one to note is, of course, the quarterback position. You need either Vicina or Moore. In my opinion, they're about equal. I don't really have one over the other. I think Dante Moore is a little bit more of a gamer, if you want to call it that. I think Vicina maybe has just a little bit more potential, but I think Moore has an incredibly high floor, and I really don't see a way that he's not a starter and a top 5, 6, 7 quarterback in college football. Chris Vicina, his highlight tape is as impressive as anyone's. I think it might be the best highlight high school junior quarterback tape I've seen ever. I mean, he was just balling, running, throwing. And he plays some good competition down in Alabama. Keon Keeley's defensive end highlight tape here is pretty impressive too. We'll touch on him. But yeah, Vicina or Moore are definitely must-gets. Tommy Reese, it'd be a huge blow if he doesn't get one of those two. At wide receiver, you just need two. Carnell Tate is in the thumbnail. You'd love to get him. I want to say, though, that he ends up elsewhere. That's my vibe on the recruitment. But Notre Dame is still in the thick of things. I'm going to take the odds that he goes elsewhere. But guys like Braylon James, Rodney Gallagher, Jaden Greathouse, Malik Elzy, Ronan Hannafin. I put Braylon James, Jaden Greathouse, and Rodney Gallagher in a category with Tate in the upper echelon, and then Elzy and Hannafin a little bit lower. Wouldn't be shocked if they offer more kids as well. But that's just what I think. And I mean, two of any of those guys would be great. You need wide receivers, and I think they'd take 3 or 4 guys, maybe even 5. That would be a little high, though. Along the offensive line, I just said you need 2 studs. I said 10 total players, so I'm kind of keeping it to 10-ish. You got Charles Jagish. I'm very, very confident he ends up in this class, so that would be one. And then pair a guy like Sullivan Abshar, Monroe Freeling, Chase Pasontis. Those are probably the other 3 biggest offensive line targets left on the board. Harry Heinstead is very good at locking up his top targets. So either of those guys with Jagishaw. Jagishaw is not committed. I just want to say that, but I'm confident he ends up in the blue and gold. Defensive line, you got to keep Vernon and Keeley. That's a really, really big priority. I actually don't have anything for the linebackers. We've had 2 phenomenal classes. Prince Collie, I think, was the most underrated player in the 2021 class. I think he's a top 30, 40, 50 guy. I'm still super high about his future. In the 2022 class, you signed the best class. I mean, you had 4 top 300 players, and a guy like Jalen Seed, who's on the 5-star border. 2023, you already have Bowen locked up, Zinner locked up. I see no reason for them to back off their pledge, and I think they sign. And so you're looking for a big fish, Osbury, but we've been talking about him a lot. I want to talk about other things. Let's go back to the defensive line. You have Vernon and Keeley. Keeping them committed is definitely under the must-get category, must-have, I should say. And then pairing them with another guy or two, Devin Houston, Jason Moore, if you want to call him Pemba on the defensive line. You really got to lock these guys up, and we'll see what happens. Next, the DBs. I've been very, very critical about Notre Dame's DB recruiting in past years. I mean, I think those guys got a lot of leeway. Brian Kelly wasn't a grinder as much as Marcus Freeman is on the trail. They missed out on a lot of top targets. Now they're trying to set the tone right. You have Justin Rett committed, who's the top 150 corner, Don Schuler, top 150 safety, and Peyton Bowen, who's a top 50 or 60 safety in the country overall, by the way. These are not by position rankings, but you land a guy like Dan McCullough, or you land Javion Toviano, Caleb Downs, who will be on campus for the spring game. You just got to land these guys. You need bodies in the room. JoJo Johnson just transferred. Chance Tucker didn't get on the field this year. Bo Barnes didn't play a ton. Kari Gee transferred. You're losing defensive backs. A lot of guys are transferring, and you just need bodies, especially in the defensive backfield where 4, if not 5 guys are on the field at one time. So I think Notre Dame needs to sign 5 defensive backs. I wouldn't mind if one's a transfer and then you sign 4 high school kids, but you definitely need 5. I wouldn't be shocked if they have 6, honestly. But I think landing a ton of guys at the DB position is necessary. So don't settle with 3 or 4. You definitely need to get to 5 or 6. So I said add 2 more DBs. Combination of any of those guys is good. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment if you have any questions. That's it for me.